Hello, this is a retired farm boy. My name is Jeff. Welcome back to another video of mine. Today's video is simply be happy in your retirement. So I'm gearing this video today to the people that are on the verge of retiring or maybe are just beginning in the early stages of retirement. So as you come into retirement, you've planned for it, you've gotten here. You know, all retirements are different, and I think that's the first bullet point that I want to mention, is all are going to be totally different. Perhaps you planned coming into your retirement that you were going to downsize or relocate to an area that's got a lower cost of living. You've likely already done that or are getting ready to do that, so you've been planning for that. That's a little different, you know, than a lot of people. A lot of people stay where they are and that kind of thing. So here right off the bat might be an example of being different. And some people may have planned to do some big time traveling when they first retire. More power to you if you've planned for that and you've got yourself ready for that. Again, that's something that, you know, a lot of people when they first retire, they may not jump right into that. But on the other hand, some people just want to be a homebody when they retire, and there's not a single thing wrong with that. I ran across an example of that, a guy that I used to go to church with. He goes to a different church now, but I ran into him at the gym when we were both working out, and I asked him what he had been up to since he retired, and he says, I don't like to travel, I don't really like to go places, I like to just hang around my own place and area and fix things. So he was very excited to tell me some of the projects that he had done since he retired. One was fixing up an old picnic table that he'd had for years where the wood bees, hopefully you know what a wood bee is, they don't sting you, they look like a bumblebee, they don't sting you, but they drill into wood and can make a mess of wood structures over time. So he was showing me these pictures, just excited as can be about, you know, him fixing up this old picnic table, cutting out the pieces that the bees had gotten a hold of, replacing them with strips of wood, sanding them, gluing them in, and then staining the picnic table. So there's all kinds of different ways, but keep in mind that all are going to be different. Some are going to be a combination of that. So just keep in mind that they're all different, and that's wonderful, and that's perfectly okay. Don't feel like you have to retire the way other people retire. So the second point I want to talk about is retirement is not a competition. You've crossed the finish line when you retire. So you've prepared yourself. You've put together the planning that you needed to accomplish the things that you wanted to do. So quit trying to compete after that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Easier said than done. I've been in retirement for a couple years now. I'm a very competitive person, so I was probably still in that mindset somehow for whatever reason when I retired a little bit. So it's a tough one to get over with because your whole working career you've been competing to some extent and doing a better job and a good job and that kind of thing. So, but just keep in mind the race is over with. You know, don't try to keep up with the Joneses for sure anymore. Some people are going to continue to work while you're retired, and they may go buy a new car. And maybe when you're working, you would be able to go buy that new car as well, but maybe you don't want to do that in retirement if you hadn't planned for it. So don't feel like you got to keep up with people. Sorry, I have to keep looking at my notes, but I can't remember everything anymore. Another thing to keep in mind is money does not buy happiness. I know some people that you know, have millions of dollars, a lot more money than I have for sure. And then I know a lot of people that probably don't have as much as me. I'm not sure on that, but I don't think so. And you know, you can look at both people and they can both be just as happy as can be. Money does not buy your happiness. You have to make your own self happy. Now, the thing I want to imply here on this one here is retirement's not a competition anymore. I gave the example of the next door neighbor, the guy still working that you know that's buying a new vehicle. Don't let yourself fall in that trap. Don't jeopardize your future by doing something like that you hadn't planned for in your retirement. When you retire, you've got your money, you've got your health, and you've got your time, more time than you've ever had. So just take advantage of that, and keep in mind that you cross the finish line. You don't have to worry about fighting tooth and nail any longer. The number 3 thing that I want to talk about is take care of yourself. And as I've gotten longer into retirement, I've figured out that your health is the most important asset you can have. Now, I haven't had health issues to confirm that, but you can see that in other people that I've run across that are a few years older than me, and how their health has went against them and has hurt them. So please take care of yourself. Now, there's a couple ways I'm talking about when I say take care of your mind and body. Your body, make sure you're doing that exercise. Even if you have never been a person that exercise much, get out and walk a little bit. It's not going to hurt you to get out and walk if you're capable of doing that. Walk around the block, walk up and down your road. I'm out in the middle of the country, so I can walk through some fields around me here. So just get out and do that exercise. The hobbies that you may have had while you're working, or new ones you want to pick up, golf, tennis, those are great exercises. One's a little more a little harder than the other. Tennis can be pretty excruciating, but there's also cornhole, there's horseshoes, there's a million different things that a person can do to make themselves get out and do a little exercise and help your body, because health is so important. The other one I want to focus on is your mind. Just as important as your body, I think, is your mind. Again, I know people that, very close to me that I can tell they're not as sharp as they used to be. It's going to happen to us all, but there's ways to slow that down to keep it from hitting you so quick. So make sure that you're doing something to keep your mind going. Now, you're probably not worrying about this if you're first getting into retirement, but as you get into it, you start thinking about those kind of things more. So find something that's going to keep your mind busy. I read an article last week about Michael Vick, the former NFL quarterback. He's big into chess now. He plays competitive chess on some level, and so that's something that you wouldn't think about somebody getting into. Probably, in fact, the article said he hadn't ever even played chess, growing up or anything. So he really got into it hard and heavy. Read. Reading is always good. You're always learning something. Maybe some of the stuff you're learning might not be that helpful, but reading can keep your mind going and keep you thinking and formulating thoughts and ideas and things like that. Another point I want to bring out: find ways to give back and to build memories. Again, when you first get into retirement, you're probably not thinking quite as much along these lines. I hope that you are. I don't think I really was, so I can tell you this now, looking back on it a little bit. Find things to make your memories. Now, my wife and I had always, even before I retired, we were taking our kids on a annual vacation. So my son's got 2 kids, my daughter's got 2 kids, so it's 10 of us in total. But I wasn't really doing that in the way that I'm thinking about it now. We were just doing that to get together, to have the cousins, together more, and that kind of thing. But now I think of it in terms of, what's the next trip going to be that's going to really build memories for them? Those grandkids, they're small for only so long, and you want to make sure that they are building memories. They can remember you, and they can remember those things growing up, so that they can continue to do that as they get older as well, your kids as well. So try to remember to give back. Volunteering is another great way. You don't have to give up a lot of your time to do the volunteering. Hopefully you don't even feel like it is giving up of your time. It's something that you really enjoy. So birthday parties, get together, getting back in touch with friends. I've done some of that after I've retired that I'd lost track of, or don't see that often going around. Build those memories. When you call somebody or you see somebody that you haven't seen in a while, you don't know how that affects them. They might be having a terrible day, and your conversation with them or your phone call to them might make all the difference in the world for them that day. And it works in reverse, I can tell you that too. I have bad days just like all people have, where you're a little bit down, and somebody calling you that that you haven't heard from in a while, or I can really make a big difference for you. Number 5 that I want to talk about, develop a structure or routine. It's starting to sprinkle on me, so hopefully you might be able to see some rain coming down, landing in my pool back there. You can probably see it's raining a little bit. Hopefully I'll get through this video before it comes down on me. But develop a routine or structure. So I think it's important. I know the last thing you want to do when you go into retirement is probably think about a structure, right? And I'm not telling you to do that on day one. I think everybody needs to have a little downtime when they retire, get used to it, take advantage of it, and get yourself ready to go forward in your retirement. But as time goes on, you need to get a little bit of structure, a little bit of routine. Maybe your exercise becomes your routine. Some of your hobbies, such as gardening, watering flowers, things like that, can be a simple routine for you, as well as anything else can. Have some purpose, something that you want to do. Try to find things to, you don't want to end up being bored. It's going to happen from time to time, but find some structure so that boredom is very minimal. I think that's very important as we go forward. And the last point I want to leave you with is just stay positive and optimistic. I know, people, when they start having bad times with their health, or they have trouble with money issues and things like that, it's so easy to turn negative and to stay that way. And when in retirement, you're not around people as much as you used to be, and you got to really watch yourself to not let yourself become that negative Nelly. Stay positive. There's probably some inspirational person in your life that you can look at and lean on how they worked and how they responded to being optimistic or pessimistic. My grandmother was a great example for me. She was the most positive person I believe I know. I don't think there's anyone that I ever saw or heard that did not like her, and she's definitely something that I draw inspiration from as I go forward and look at life in general and how things can be in the future to make myself a better person and make my life a lot better. So I hope some of those things have struck a chord with you. I hope it helps you a little bit. If they have, I'd really sure appreciate if you would help me out and subscribe and like my channel. That'll help me get more looks at my videos. Doesn't cost you anything, it's free. So it's a selfish plug there, I know, but I would sure appreciate it. I'm also going to tag all of my retirement videos in a playlist at the end of this video, so hopefully you will look at that and maybe start looking at my videos a little bit more. Maybe there's something else that you could draw from there. All of us that are doing these videos, we're just hoping that we can help somebody else not face the same problems or issues, and to go into this thing a little bit better. And that's all I'm trying to do too. So until my next video, retirement is great.